In this lesson, we are going to be writing the equation of a line from the graph. So you'll see in your first problem, we have a graph, and you'll have to ignore the fact that there are not lines continuing on here. We know the line continues on, but this program, the line keeps going. I just took a picture of it as spots, so assume that these are lines when you look at them. You'll see in your directions it says write the equation of the line using the given graph, and then it says answer must be in slope-intercept form. So when they are asking for a certain form, that's what we're going to give them. And slope-intercept form, if you remember, is y equals mx plus b. So what we need to know in order to do this problem correctly is we need to find the slope of this line, and we need to find the y-intercept. So we are looking for slope, and we are looking for y-intercept. Now, for this particular line, I think that I can find the y-intercept by just looking at the graph. Remember, the y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. I am noticing that right here is where it crosses. And I'm not going to try to trick you and be off by 0.01 or something. So this graph is crossing at 3. So my b is 3. What I need to do from here then is find the slope. So I'm going to look for other ordered pairs that I think are happening at integers on my graph, meaning ordered pairs I can name, no fractions, no decimals. So as I'm going through my graph here and I go up, I'm not really sure I'm finding anything that I could name here. As I go down, nothing here looks good. Oh, right here. See this? I can name that ordered pair. That ordered pair is negative 2, 0. Let's see if there's any more I can name. Right here. See that? I can name that ordered pair. That's negative 4, negative 3. So in order for me to find my slope, remember slope is rise over run. I'm going to see from one point to the next how many I rise and how many I run. So in this exact problem, I am rising 3, I am running 2. Both positive directions. Up and right are considered positive moves in slope. Down or left are considered negative. So from here, I think I can say my slope is a positive 3/2. Looking at the line, it does look like it's positive slope, right? So now that I have my m, which I just said was 3/2, and my b, which is 3, my y-intercept, I can write the equation of this line as y equals 3/2 x plus 3. And they only asked for it in slope-intercept form, so I'm giving them the form they asked for. My answer is done. The next one, as I'm looking at this line, again, they ask for it in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. What I'm noticing is where my line is crossing the y-axis, I can guess that that looks like it's 2.5, maybe a little more than 2.5. That's my guess, but I can't for sure give you that number. It's not at an integer, so we don't know our b. What I'm going to look for then is maybe my slope. I'm going to see if I can find my slope. So again, I'm going to go along this blue line. I'm starting right here. I'm going to try and find some points I can name. I think that looks like a point I could name. As I keep traveling, I don't see another one I can name until right here. And hopefully you can see those also. So if I try to find the slope from these 2 points, I rise 1 and I run all the way over. So let me count these. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My run is 7, but I went left, didn't I? So it's negative 7. So I would say the slope for this line is negative 1/7. Rise over run. On my line, if you look at it, it does look like it has negative slope also, right? So that makes sense. Now, I don't know the y-intercept. So how am I going to write the equation of this line knowing the slope but not knowing the b? Here's where knowing point slope form comes in handy. I know some points on this line. I know this one right here. I could call that negative 3, 3. And I also know this point right here. I can call that point 4, 2. So I can use either one of those points and put it in point slope form because I have a point and the slope, and then move or rearrange the equation of slope-intercept form. So I'm going to choose to use 4, 2, just because I like positive numbers. And remember that point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I would say y minus 2, because my x1 and y1 are 4 and 2, equals, and then my slope, which I found to be negative 1/7, times x minus 4, because that's my x1. There's my point slope form. Now I'm going to move it to slope-intercept form because that's what they asked for in my answer. So I need to distribute this negative 1/7. I have y minus 2 equals negative 1/7 x. And then a negative 1/7 times a negative 4 would be positive 4/7. You can do that in your head, on your calculator, by hand, however it works for you. And then I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Now, when I add 2 to both sides, 2 plus 4/7, since 4/7 does not equal to 1, I can write that as 2 and 4/7. That's okay to do. Otherwise, you could write it as 18/7. That would work also, but either one is your answer in slope-intercept form. There we go. We found the equation of the line. The next one, hopefully I recognize this as a vertical line. And what happens to the vertical line is all of my x values are the same. So you will notice on this line, let me just name some ordered pairs. This ordered pair is 2, -2. This one is 2, -1. This one is 2, 0. This one is 2, 1. Notice what's the same all the way through as I go through is my x values. They're all a 2. So guess what x equals in this nut problem? X equals 2. Now, you know slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, but in an x, or in a vertical line, we don't have an x or a y equals. So our equation is just going to be x equals 2. And vertical and horizontal lines are kind of our special cases, but they come up a lot. So you are going to want to memorize the fact that a vertical line, the equation is x equals whatever number the x value is at. So let's just put one here. Let's say this was our problem. That would be x equals -4. So wherever it's located on the x-axis is your answer. And then the last one we're doing in this lesson, I want you guys to pause this, try it on your own, and then come back and see if you got the answer right. So for this one, again, I'm doing slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. I need the m, I need the b. I think for this problem, I can say the m is, the b, the y-intercept is happening at 3. So I'm going to say my b is 3. And as I go along this line, I'm going to try and find other points I can name. Here's one right here. And here's one right here. So as I look for my slope, I see from one point to the next, I am rising 1, and I am running 4. Since I went left, it's a -4. Now, I haven't shown you going down, so I'm going to actually also show you what it would look like if I went from this point to this one. If I go down 1, that'd be -1, right 4. Either way, my slope is -1/4. No matter which way I look at it, going down first or up first, I get the same answer. So my m, my slope, is -1/4. So for this problem, I would have y equals -1/4 x plus 3. So hopefully that all made sense to you. If there's anything you want to run through, go ahead and rewind, replay certain parts of the lesson. And if you have any questions, let me know.